his dying system or his dead system is not worth sacrificing and getting rid of a player with Kobbie's qualities, because buying a player like him in the market don't come around often, innit?
Don't come around often, mate. Don't come around often. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't come around often. Forget come around often, bruv. How many 18-year-olds do you know that scored in an FA Cup final and got man of the match against a Ballon d'Or winner? Does anyone know? How many 18-year-olds?
Bro, I can only think of like players like, I'm not saying he's at that level, but Yamal and Pedri and these guys, isn't it? That's the truth.
Bro, if he was at Barcelona, they'd be putting him in Pedri conversations. Look at Gavi. Look at Gavi. Gavi got put in Pedri conversations. He got put in Iniesta and Xavi conversations when he was 20. He was a bit younger, wasn't he? Obviously, everyone now has seen how Gavi's a bit average. Do you get what I mean?
Injuries as well.
Yeah, I think Gavi's a decent player. I actually think he's a bit not underrated in terms of talent-wise. But do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, they were putting him in these conversations. If Kobbie Mainoo, yeah, I've got Bayern fans in my chat, and I had I had a Man City fan in my chat. Both sit there and go, I'd take Kobbie Mainoo in an absolute heartbeat. Two of probably the top 10 teams in Europe, yeah, and two of the top 5 teams in Europe in the last 5 years, yeah, Bayern Munich and Manchester City, and they're both sets of fans. I've got fans in there that will say they're taking him. Do you get what I'm saying? Why? Because he's a baller. They ain't saying they're taking Bruno or they're taking, you know, Dallo or any of Aaron's other favourite players. Do you get what I'm saying? They're sitting there saying we're taking Kobbie fucking main event. The fact this is even a discussion is an absolute disgrace, and it shouldn't. It actually really does pains me as a Manchester United fan. It pains me as a Manchester United fan. Sounds great, doesn't it? It pains me as a Manchester United fan. Yeah, it pains me. Do you get what I'm saying? The fact that this is even being considered to sell an academy graduate, like you could argue is our best academy graduate since Paul Pogba, right? Since Paul Pogba is arguably our best academy graduate. We're going to bin him or we're going to get rid of him. He's going to leave because we've got a manager who's got 7 Premier League wins in 29 Bomber Clark games. Do you get what I'm saying? 29 Premier League games, and he still hasn't even got back-to-back wins. But do you get what I'm saying? I thought it was youth, courage, and success. All these Amorim sexuals, do you get what I'm saying? They're becoming Amorim sexuals. They must fancy him, you know what I mean? It must be the aura, the Moncler, and all that stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? Any of you backing this decision is disgraceful. And I saw some other people sit there saying he shouldn't get a guaranteed start. He's not even getting any minutes. Forget he shouldn't warrant a start. He's not getting any minutes. Ugarte's come off the bench twice, dropped 2 stinkers. Both times, by the way. The first one, we were losing the game. He come on, absolutely drops a generational stinker, and people were clowning us. And we almost conceded because he lost the ball. Yeah, and then the second game, we were winning 1-0. He comes on. As a DM, you're supposed to come on when you're 1-0 up to see out the game, no? You're supposed to come on and see out the game and get the result. Oh, what happens? We drew the game. Brilliant. Do you get what I'm saying? If you had Mainoo on that pitch, I promise you now, Ahmed, I swear now, if you had Mainoo on that pitch to win that game, we do not concede that goal because he would have tracked his runner. And not only would he have tracked his runner, yeah, we would have been able to control the game, just take the sting out of the game. Someone who can get the ball and you know that the opposition cannot press him. There's no point trying to press him because he's so good at playing out from the press. It's an absolute travesty if we let him go. Do you get what I'm saying? And honestly, I'll be absolutely devastated and I'll be fuming. And I will start to lose hope in the Ineos process and project if Manchester United do let Kobbie Mainoo leave this football club. I don't know what you think, bro. I'm absolutely disgusted this is even a topic. I'm absolutely disgusted that we're even debating choosing a manager that's done fuck all. When you want to choose if this is what I'm saying, if it's all about the system, right? If it's all about the system, and it's all about we got to get him the players for his system. Oh, it doesn't suit his system. Why don't we bin Dallo off then? Because Dallo don't suit his system. Dallo can't play wing back. Bruno Fernandes don't fit his system. Bruno Fernandes can't play the number 8. So why don't we start binning these guys off? Yeah, and then and then I'll actually go, do you know what? They're trying to, I can somewhat see it. If you're not going to bin off all the players for his system, that bearing in mind, by the way, you've had a massive, humongous offer for Bruno Fernandes this summer, yeah, in 100 million. If you said, Bruno, we want you to leave, thank you for everything you've done, but we want you to leave, that he would have gone to that team. Do you get what I'm saying? But now you want to sit there and waffle about how Bruno Mainoo doesn't fit the system. I'll tell you what, fuck your system, mate. Your system's a load of shit. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm going to get out some of these comments. So your system's a load of shit, mate. You are scammering, bro. You are an average manager. You got lucky with this job. Remember the West Ham rejected this guy. Do you get what I'm saying? West Ham rejected this guy, yeah? This guy is an average manager. He hasn't even got back-to-back wins yet at Manchester United. He's after Lemens. Lemens will be done tonight, I think. Lemens might get here we go tonight. If not done tonight, it'll be done tomorrow. It's getting done before that Burnley game, yeah? Because the window closes in a few days. Do you get what I'm saying? It's getting done. Yeah, that Lemens deal was going to get done. We're going to get on to some outgoings, by the way. Yas is in the chat for Garnacho, etc. We've got a lot of movement on that as well today. Yeah, that deal's getting done. He's going to have 250 million spent so far and can't get me back-to-back league wins. I don't know what you think, bro. I think it's a disgrace.
Yeah, everything you've said is factual. And in regards to you saying that you're starting to lose faith in Ineos. Ineos, bro, I've lost faith a long time ago with them lot. Yeah, and there's a lot of factors in why the late sacking of Ten Hag, hiring Ruben Amorim. But when you buy players like Xerxes Mazraoui, who are really good on the ball, and you go ahead and get a guy who his whole system and emphasis on how he sees the game is about physicality, it's an absolute travesty to the sport that we're even thinking about selling Kobbie Mainoo. But then again, it doesn't even surprise me because I've seen this before. Innit? Like, yeah, Ineos are very, very overrated in my opinion, bro. Like, I think they've done the bare minimum, and because we're not used to the bare minimum over when we had the Glazers, it gets over amplified and over gassed. They've not done anything special at this football club. All they've done, is literally just improve the wage structure and bought some okay players. But what good is that if you get a manager like Ruben Amorim? They've not even sacked him. Ange has been sacked by Tottenham after winning a Europa League. He's a Europa League, and he got sacked. How is Daniel Levy showing more ambition? Yeah, we can banter Tottenham all we want, but I'll tell you what, they've got a better manager than us. I'll tell you that.
Oh, they have, yeah. Oh, they have, yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Levy doesn't even spend money, and how is he making better decisions than Ineos? Make that make sense. That is absolutely crazy. And with Mainoo, bro, he should leave. Why should he stay here? Him and Diallo.
Yeah.
They're just getting wasted.
Can I tell you that? He ain't going to get minutes. You know what? Sorry for interrupting you, but he ain't going to get minutes. You know, I know. Let me just say this now, because people sit there and want to say there's a long season ahead. Bear in mind, we haven't got Europe, but it's a long season ahead. I get that. It's a long season ahead. But you know what Amorim said in his press conference? I see Mainoo in the same position as Bruno. Well, one thing we know about Bruno Fernandes is, one, he doesn't get fucking injured, so he plays every week anyways. And two, he don't get dropped. And three, he doesn't get subbed off. So we know he's not getting any minutes. That is basically saying, I am not playing Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo will probably play tomorrow, and he'll put Bruno in the 10. Yeah, that's what I think he should do anyways. Because Mickey Mount, as I've already told you, Mickey Mount in the clubhouse with Luke Shaw, Mickey Mount shouldn't be anywhere near that starting 11. But he does a few half turns. He done one decent half turn yesterday. He actually had a 5 out of 10 performance. By Mount standards, I wouldn't say it was an awful performance. 5 out of 10 performance. Nice shot. When Cunha hit the post, it was him on a good turn. Passed it into Cunha. Cunha just should have scored. Do you get what I'm saying? But for me, Mickey Mount should be nowhere near the starting 11. Yeah, but Ruben likes him ahead of Mainoo, by the way. If anything, I'd put Mainoo in the 10. Even though I don't actually think Mainoo should play number 10, but I would put Mainoo in the 10 ahead of Mason Mount any day of the week. And in fact, I would have put Bruno in the 10 and I would have put Mainoo in the pivot. That's what I would have done. And I think if we had that, we'd be in much more control. Don't get me wrong, yeah? Listen, obviously the first 2 games of the season we played, is against physical midfields, isn't it? Arsenal physical team and Fulham a physical team, which isn't exactly Mainoo's game. But I've seen him come off the bench against Newcastle when we're 2-0 down. Remember the game Xerxes got booed in? Yeah? We were 2-0 down, getting boxed off the park first 20 minutes. What happens? Mainoo comes on, absolutely. He didn't. I'm not going to say change the game because he did it. We're not losing the game 2-0 anyways. But we took control of the game when he come on. We were getting boxed off the park in that game. It's an absolute disgrace. We're going to let a generational talent, that for me was England's best player at the Euros and at 18 years old. He was Man United's best player at 18 years old. For a manager, firstly for a 30-year-old Bruno Fernandes, who, yes, Bruno's done a lot for this football club. No one's saying he hasn't done a lot for this football club. He has done a lot for this football club. However, Bruno Fernandes is 30 years old now, bro. He's going to leave next year. We know he's going to leave next year. Why are you going to bin off Bruno Fernandes for your future, which is Kobbie Mainoo? And don't tell me it's an FFP issue, because Bruno Fernandes gets sold, and that's 100 million on PSR anyways, 300 million actually because it's straight cash. And we're also, by the way, we're going to get into it. Chelsea have upped their offer for Garnacho. They've upped their offer for Garnacho, but we'll get into that.
No, 100%. With Mason Mount, the problem with Mason Mount and what's making him not get that much criticism is because of his looks. That's why. Let's be honest.